Morning, friends. Pastor Al. It's Friday, July 27th. So wrapping up this Jerusalem wall rebuild idea with Nehemiah. Just remember that Nehemiah wept, he prayed, he mourned, he fasted, and he went to the God in prayer and kind of, not kind of, he confessed the sins of his nation, the sins of him and his family against God, and reminded God how of his command, of his promise. And God's promise was, if you as a nation disobey me and stray from me, I'm going to scatter you across the nations. And he did that. But the promise also was, if you return, I'll bring you back. And that's what was happening as they were coming back to Jerusalem, back to the homeland. This went on for about 4 months. And then the last line of chapter 1 of Nehemiah, it says, "And I was cupbearer to the king." Being cupbearer to the king, Nehemiah had in with the king that no other commoner had. So the king knew him, and apparently had taken off all this time. And so chapter 2, it says that Nehemiah was in the presence of the king doing his job, and the king said, "Nehemiah, are you sick? You look so sad." But I can tell it's sadness of heart. And then the king simply said, "What do you want?" So Nehemiah poured out his heart about Jerusalem and the walls and the gates and on and on. Well, here's where God's miracle was beginning to happen around the walls. The king gave Nehemiah everything he needed: permission to travel, permission to get the materials, and on and on. So just a reminder for us that as we reflect on Nehemiah's journey, consider our own seasons of loss, disappointment, and disrepair. Will we allow ourselves to feel deeply, to mourn honestly, and to pray fervently? Will we invite God to prepare us for the rebuilding, wherever and whatever that may be? The story of Nehemiah assures us that every tear, every honest prayer is seen by God and woven into a larger narrative of restoration, a story that is not just about bricks and mortar, but about healing, renewal, and hope for the future. When God's will is done according to His way and His timetable, everything falls into place. And that's for you this day. Have a blessed day and a blessed weekend, my friends.